All right, good evening. We will call this meeting to order. Meeting of our Parks and Recreation Commission meeting. Roll call.
Commissioner Posh,
Here.
Commissioner Wagyu,
Here.
Commissioner Fuller,
Here.
and Commissioner Smith.
Here.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Pledge of Allegiance.
Okay. This time, let's please stand for our pledge of allegiance. Ready? Pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, at this time, we will entertain any public comments. Welcome to the podium.
Thank you, Commissioners. Alex Walker. On behalf of the Rotary Club of Lemoore, I wanted to congratulate you on your appointment and also want to encourage opportunities for collaboration. The Rotary Club of Lemoore has been serving Lemoore for over 65 years. And with upcoming projects, we would love to collaborate with your commission to do community cleanups. Downtown businesses have done things like that in the past, and we really want to help beautify Lemoore, really deliver services to our community and really make Lemoore the great place that it is. And we really appreciate your time and once again, congratulate you on your service. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank you.
Walker. We look forward to that opportunity of working with you. Okay. This time, we will have our administration of the oath of office.
All right, so I'm gonna administer the oath to our new commissioners, Posh, Wagyu, and Fuller, which I don't believe the oath has been administered to you yet. So if you want to stand and raise your right hand, and I will read you the oath, and at the end, you can state I do. All right. So I do solemnly swear or affirm that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California, that I take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, and that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties upon which I'm about to enter.
I do.
And at the next meeting, we will be doing the reorganization for chair and vice chair, since we will have another appointment going to our city council meeting on the 19th. So, and our next regular commission meeting is August 8th. So that's when that will take place. Thank you.
Nice.
All right, we're up. All right. Thank you, Joe. Okay. This time, we will have introductions. Mr. Greeley.
Yes, sir. Well, congratulations. Welcome aboard. My name is Ray Greenlee. I've been with the city for 15 and a half years. And I know a few people here, and it's nice to meet some new people. Appreciate you guys coming on, and look forward to working with you. I wanted to introduce staff. We have new staff. We have Stephanie and Nyan, and then Trenton. Did Trenton call in yet? Okay, if maybe somebody wants to call them, or yeah. But I wanted to introduce. They can talk a little bit about themselves and give you their history and all that kind of stuff. So, without further ado.
Hi, guys. My name is Stephanie, and I'm familiar with a few of you. And so thank you guys for serving on the commission as well. I am from Lemoore. I was born and raised here, and I went off to college and was gone for the past 13 years. And I came back and I'm excited to be serving my community where I grew up in. I have a long history of recreation. I worked for the YMCA for the past 11 years. So recreation is nothing new to me, but I'm excited to bring in some different ideas and work with you guys on serving our community.
All right.
Hello, everybody. It's very nice to meet you guys. My name is Nai. I've been working with the city for almost over a year now. I have experience with recreation over 7-8 years. I worked for the city of Pleasanton and city of Dublin when I was up in North Bay. So welcome aboard and thanks for having us today.
Nice. We also have Trenton, who their coordinators, is he?
He's gonna be
Okay, he's gonna do a call in and we'll be able to see him on TV now. I'll introduce you to him also. He's running programs right now over at the rec center. We have him doing it's basketball and soccer, right? Yeah. So he's a recreation specialist. So his job duties are to run programs from the coordinators and stuff like that. He does an awesome job. And all of them do. They're great. We have great staff. We have great people in this town, that's for sure.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Greenlee. I've mispronounced your name. I said Greeley, but it's
It's
Greenlee.
Greenlee, yep.
Greenlee. All
Greenlee.
right, all right. And thank you, Stephanie and I. I've had the experience of working with you since you've been on board, and I do find it very pleasurable to work with you, and I like how you interact with the public as they come to our recreation center, and your willingness to help. So keep up the good work. All right, all right. At this time, we have a information item that's going to be presented by, let's see, Mr. Greenlee.
Yes, and I'm going to pass it on, since I can pass the buck, to Stephanie. And,
Right.
Hello again. So we're going to be talking about our programs, our upcoming programs. You guys should have on your screen a flyer of all of our programs that are either currently going on or upcoming. So one of ours that we're pretty excited to have is that we have partnered up with Lemoore High School, and we're going to be partnering up with the men's soccer team, and they're going to be running a camp for our community. So we're doing a week long with their head coach, Juan Limon, and all of the boys. So a great way to really interlock our community with our youth, serving our youth. So we're really excited about that. That flyer is on there. We are also starting a special needs soccer camp with one of actually our coaches that's been coaching with us for quite a few years. He coaches locally as well too for competitive teams, but he's really wanting to partner up with us on giving back to our community and offering a camp for special needs. And I'm excited to say that we actually just opened this up and we have 7 participants already. So to me, that really shows that there's a need out there and that we're really filling that. We also have flag football that is going on. We've opened up registration on Monday of last week, and we are already at 71 participants registered. So you can imagine what our week was like last week, right? We are partnering up this year with NFL Flag, which we are so excited for, which is basically our same awesome program, but with some cool touches, some NFL jerseys. The kids get to keep their flags. We get our refs trained by NFL, so which we can bring some good quality to our program as well too. We are opening up a new division in that program as well too. So we're excited for that as well. We have cheer camp going on. This is we haven't had a cheer camp in a while. I believe it's since before COVID, but we are now offering a cheer camp for the month of July. And that seems to be going pretty well on registration wise as well. And then we are also going to be doing fall cheer, a recreational cheer, which I'm pretty excited for because many of our community can't afford, private agencies for cheer. And so they get to afford a monthly cost with us. So we're excited about that as well. This will be my second season with cheer. Our current programs that we have going on right now are going pretty well. I believe, Mr. Fuller, you've had one of your children, some of your children in our programs before.
Oh, yeah.
Right. We are doing, currently right now, we're running summer basketball. We haven't ran basketball in a while. And we did from ages 3 to 10 years old, and it has been a hit. We had a total of 160 participants participate, which we went out on a limb to see what this was going to be like. And we even have a wait list for that. So I see that the need is there for basketball here in our community. I'm excited to be able to offer that. We're able to offer something that offsets not only just soccer, but we also offset NJB, right? NJB only runs once a year. And so that we're able to help assist our children in developing those skills in basketball. So we are running that. And we are 100% volunteer based on all of our coaches, and they're doing a phenomenal job. We also kicked off summer soccer, which is actually bigger than the last season we have. We have 600 kids registered, and that is our capacity on soccer. And, you know, Mr. Wagyu actually was out there with our evaluation, so he got some of the goals scored on him. Thank you so much for serving also. But we have a huge wait list. There's definitely a need for soccer in our community, or we're doing a really great job at running program because we have 200 kids on the wait list currently right now for indoor soccer, and calls are happening every day asking if they can get on. Last season we had 185 kids on the wait list. So yeah, unfortunately we can't accommodate all of them. As you know, if you've been in our facility, we only have one soccer field. So I'm open for questions. Yeah. We do want to plant the bug already. We're going to have an end of summer bash, which will be on August 11th. So if you guys can mark your calendars, we're going to celebrate the end of summer and just inviting all of our community at Veterans Park as well.
What was that date again?
August 11th. It is a Friday.
And just so you know too, all these flyers you see are all done in-house. That's Knight and Stephanie are the ones that design and do all this stuff. Before we used to just do things on, they were basically just black and white, and we had a few little color stuff, but they've really gone above and beyond. We also have an Instagram account that they opened up, and our Facebook account. We have how many followers on Facebook?
Oh, I'm not sure how many. It's quite a bit.
How many was it, 9? 3,000 or 4,000 people following us. So yeah, it's pretty impressive.
Yeah. Did you want me to go to the surveys?
Sure.
As you guys will see on the next one, it is program surveys. You guys, Marissa will bring it up right now. We don't want to just draw the bullseye around the dart, right? So we're really trying to really meet our community's needs and really see where we can improve, what our community is asking for throughout our programs. So we do a program survey at the end of all of our programs. So far we've already ran a spring season of soccer. We've also ran baby ballers and mini kickers. We've also have ran T-ball, which was, I forgot to mention that, but T-ball was a huge hit and it was beyond fun. I'm excited that we were able to do it at the sports complex. So we had a bunch of little guys running everywhere. But we had, for that program, we were actually at 170 kids also too, which was so awesome. But we did surveys at the end of them. And then our biggest survey that, our last survey that we just did was for T-ball. And then there's some highlights too. Marissa, you'll bring them up. If you want to bring up the soccer one from spring. So our T-ball just finished last week and we're still getting, the spring soccer one. Yeah, so then you're going to go to responses. Up at the top, very top, the center one. There you go. So if you guys want to take a moment to kind of just go over that, or if you want to scroll through, Marissa, also, you'll see that the overall, obviously we're not going to be 100% perfect, but the overall feedback from participants and parents is that they had a good experience and they would recommend the program again also. Which I was really surprised on is that sometimes parents don't type on the, on the part where you can type at. And they gave us a lot of feedback, what their child enjoyed most, building skills, having friends, as well as how they felt that we could improve the program. So, some said that they would like to have better jerseys. So we're working on that. Some said that they really enjoyed the jerseys that we offered because we gave jersey, shorts, and socks this past season, which in the past they've only gotten jerseys. Some asked for more indoor practices. Unfortunately, our program, we're only able to accommodate one practice indoor every other week due to the amount of teams. So this season we have 60 teams, and we're only able to accommodate every other week. I'm open for questions if you guys have any questions regarding any of the program or everything I just said.
So I have a question. Oh,
Sorry. So I mean, you do this after my wife probably gets it. That's why I don't see it.
Oh yeah, it's on Team Sideline. So we actually have a program called Team Sideline where they can see their schedules. They can see, I don't know if you got access to that, but they can see your schedule. You can see the schedule to communicate with all of your team. They could put all of their practices in there because we have indoor practice every other week.
Right.
They're able to put that on there. Yeah, she was on there, her and Jessica.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I haven't coached in a while. Oh, this is great.
Yeah, so we really want to always improve on all of our programs, and anyway, we're open for options and
And you said you had 200 kids on the wait list for
yes,
summer.
for this season. Yes.
Nathan, we need another field.
2. What I was going to say is I know that just so you know kind of a little bit of history there too, is that we have so many people who come in and are wanting at least one, if not 2 more soccer fields in there indoor because they love the indoor part of it. And as you can tell by the pent up, people who are on a waiting list, we also have requests for basketball and actual legitimate basketball courts and legal size, because the ones we have currently in there, when we put those in there, we can only put so much in there. So they're not legal and the ceiling is kind of restrictive. So we, as a group, we were thinking of if we could add on to the rec center where the garden is, and we could put a couple of indoor basketball courts, volleyball, multiple use on there, and then take the existing basketball and put some more soccer fields in there, then we can, the need, I think the people will come and we'll be able to run soccer year round. And I think basketball too, because like I said, we get a lot of people.
I don't see any adult programs.
Well, we do, on some things we do, we have, right here, we have, Ernie has the senior program with the Witness for Fitness program. We've tried to do surveys. We tried to ask for some of that stuff. We did adult flag football years ago. And it ended up getting where people were hurting themselves pretty bad. And so we kind of have strayed away from using those, but we haven't really had a lot of people request or ask.
Well, I guess I'm thinking like I played softball here a couple of years ago. I haven't seen any softball. I know that in Hanford they have pickleball, which is a relatively safe sport.
Right.
And adult basketball, adult volleyball.
Yeah, currently we don't have any space other than outdoors at Heritage Park. We have a small section for volleyball. There's only one net out there. Our facility inside isn't tall enough. We tried it and you can't hit the ball. It hits the ceiling and stuff like that. So it's too low. The softball programs and stuff like that, we've talked about bringing some of that stuff back, but one of our problems is we don't have enough staff and to do the fields and run that type of thing. So that leads to be a problem for us. And, we're the pickleball, we've talked about pickleball. We would like to maybe think about taking the tennis courts over at Heritage and converting them. I've had some people ask about that, but if we were able to add on the facility, we could probably do some indoor pickleball. We actually did one, gosh, I can't remember now. It was probably 6 years ago. I'm thinking we laid out in the very back of our area, there was a gun range, and we laid one pickleball court out back there, and we actually bought some nets and the what do you call it, the rackets and stuff. And we just didn't get a lot of feedback from it. But now that it's really popular, now it's just trying to figure out space and then of course money too to be able to do the program.
Well, one of the things that I've noticed is that getting this information out to the general public is a bit of a challenge, in particular with the website that you're using right now. It's not terribly user-friendly. And if you had maybe a better website, a better link to the website from the cities, it might help a little bit to help promote the programs that are out there or could be out there.
Right. Well, our city manager, Nathan Olson, he is contracted with a company to get information out. And I don't know exactly where we're at, what stage we're in with them, but this company actually does stuff like that. So for business, anything that we need to promote and get out there. And he could probably answer that better than I, but yeah, we agree with you. I mean, we do everything in-house, so our website is controlled by us, and we try to do the best we can. So in trying to run these programs at the same time, it gets
I get
a
it.
little
I
overwhelming.
understand.
But yeah, your point is well taken.
Ray, expansion's great, but KCAO is in the process of getting a grant, I'm going to understand, on building a food bank. It's a lot of space back there
Right.
that in my mind is wasted space. Me and Jeff and probably Nathan go round and round a lot over the city renewing that contract for another 10-year lease, I believe. But if they build their own food bank, is that seems to me a better option of going. I know where the reefer unit is. I believe years ago that was tall enough for volleyball there.
It was. We went in there. Yes, you're correct on that. It would take a lot of updating because we have the old existing lights in there. We would have to do a lot to get everything, up to a standard, but that would be that one section. We could do volleyball on there, and that would be about it. Basketball and stuff like that wouldn't work back there because again, the way the roof pitches down, it becomes very difficult. And you got the poles you're dealing with, and that limits us.
Yeah, I'd just like to see that space utilized.
Yeah, me too. I'd like to, if we ever get it back. Yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I think you'll get it back sooner than later.
Nice. Okay.
Sorry, I was just gonna say that we need to stick to the items that are on the agenda. If we want to add items for future agenda, we just need consensus from the commissioners. Thank you.
Sorry. We're all a little rusty.
Way to be the attorney.
Okay, any other questions that the commission may have for Ms. Stephanie? Okay, I want to ask about we've had a summer youth program, our summer youth volunteering, our summer youth program. We don't have that.
It was day camp.
Day camp.
Yes,
Okay,
correct. We
okay.
had that, but yes, we were not doing
We're
it
not
this
doing
year.
that.
We just don't have the staff, and we want to put it together where it's appropriate to where kids are going to have fun, planning and all that stuff. And we just didn't have time this year to do that. So we're going to look at it for next year.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I thought that was in the years that we've done it, I thought it was a great program. We did have participation of a lot of our youth, and then it provided the day camp provided through our volunteers. It provided a work experience opportunity for those students who were in high school, finishing high school. They were getting work credit as part of their job with us. So I certainly hope we take a look and reconsider that program. Okay. All right. At this time, we're going to entertain item number 9. Potential program expansion by our own city manager, Mr. Olson.
Good evening. This isn't by no means all-inclusive list. These are just 2 things that have been brought to me either by council or community organizations. So I'm just going to show 2 things tonight, but we are looking for, kind of as the conversation was going earlier, ideas on what we can do to expand our recreational programs. The issues we are having currently though is not enough staff to run programs continually throughout the year and not hitting a bunch of overtime and things of that nature. But again, these are all for open discussions. We're hoping that, I mean, this is the first time this commission has met in probably 3 years, maybe 2 years.
3.
So we're hoping to get back on track with the bi-monthly meetings and get more data and information out there. The surveys absolutely help, but a couple things that are hot right now throughout the United States are these pump tracks and bike parks. So these are perpetual motion tracks. There's one currently was built over in Corcoran, seems to be well utilized. These tracks can be used for people of all ages, from very small youth on little scooters with the little handheld to bicycles to BMX, and you can get as elaborate or as minimalistic as you want. So this is just really an introduction to what a pump track looks like. We've had a few requests to possibly put in a pump track north of the railroad tracks, between the railroad tracks and F Street there, where we have all that truck parking and whatnot, and basically run some more recreation along that portion. The city does have some funding to expand programs. There's funding available, but it has to be for new programming. It can't be to enhance or pull maintenance on existing facilities. So it has to be new or to accommodate growth. So a pump track or the bike parks as shown here, that you're probably looking for the low end on these, $400,000 up to, I mean, the sky's the limit depending on how fancy you want to get with it. So I believe the one in Corcoran, I want to say it was about 800,000, wasn't it? Or just under $1 million, something like that. But anyway, just an idea. And like I said, we're not going to go through all these. These are just kind of to show you kind of what it's like and what it can do to enhance in a community. And these are things we're going to be coming back for and talking about as we grow programming and in the future, so we can have more discussions on it.
You have a location for this?
So right now, the one location that was mentioned would be, again, like I said, north of the railroad tracks. And F Street, so between Fox and Lemoore Avenue.
Okay.
So we currently have the skate park there and a basketball court there, and the splash pads over in that vicinity. Other I mean, you could really put them anywhere. We've talked about potentially Heritage Park, because there's a lot of open ground at Heritage Park. But again, those are just early conversations. Don't know what the interest is.
Well, I can tell you that Heritage Park, there's a very large group of people who use it to play disc golf. They're out there almost every day. So if you take this and put it in Heritage Park, where would you put it?
That'd be all up for discussions later.
Well, that's
looking
what
at
I'm-
plans. Yeah,
yeah.
but those are just, we just have some open land there. I don't know how utilized the golf is. I know people are utilizing it. So in Heritage Park, our next order of business there is trying to help the squirrel population. They're taking us over. So we'll be working on that. But this is just an option that has come forth. We have some interest within the community for this. But again, like I said, just trying to introduce the concept. We're going to ask that you guys, as we continue to meet, bring forth ideas. I know I've been after Rafe on pickleball too. I think pickleball, when you go by the Grangeville there in Hanford, it seems like they have quite a gathering of folks that go out and enjoy pickleball. So do you want to go on? So is there any questions on these perpetual courses? They can be, like I said, very minimal. Usually you do like a little track for the little kids and then more of an advance, but they've even got them built throughout. The one in Temecula, there's kids down there riding, they're doing 360s and on their bikes and landing. Now, I don't know how interested I'd be in that as a city manager and risk and liability and things like that, but I think there's potential here for at least the discussion moving forward.
Nathan, all this is through capital improvement budget. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, well, this we could use impact, like park impact fees for to help pay for that, as long as it's.
Corcoran got what, Prop 60?
Yeah, they got all grant money for that, like $9 or $10 million for that park, and then for the 5 pillars, the Veterans Memorial, that was all grant funded, 100%. We put in for the same grants. But unfortunately, we are not a disadvantaged community, so we did not receive anything. Which is true of over 90% of the grants we put in for. We're not disadvantaged. Our household median income does not make us disadvantaged in Lemoore. So we miss out on a lot of free money and a lot of funding opportunities that a lot of other communities have the benefit of.
Okay. Yes, Mr. Olson, would this question, would this be a free service or is it going to be a fee service?
This would probably be a free service. It'd be another park. It would just have this as its feature. But that stuff it's negotiable. Really, the only thing I've ever really looked at as far as a programming aspect where I thought we'd want to charge would be like if somehow we were able to do a community pool at some point, maybe sell, a monthly fee to utilize the pool and things like that. Because a pool, you could put a pool in, but the issue with the pool is you're talking about $350,000 a year to maintain it and the chlorine levels and heat it and things like that. So it's a huge drain on the general fund to maintain a pool. So looking at fees for something like that, we've also looked at things like, well, if we, tried to work a deal in Kmart and expanded services and did like bounce parks, trampoline parks, things like that, that maybe that would be kind of a fee for services. But on something like this, Dr. Smith, we're wide open. I mean, we have a blank canvas moving forward. We have the rec programs that Stephanie's already gone through, but we're looking to improve our community, improve the experience for our youth and teenagers and adults potentially in the future. So, we're having an open mind on what we want to do and bring into this community.
I don't know. I mean, I've back in the day when I was a college administrator, we did write grants, but are there opportunities for grants out there that would help us to pay for staff? We really need the people to oversee or to monitor or to manage these programs. Are there monies through grant writings or anything that we can compete for to enhance our staffing?
We always look for grants. Right now we're actively writing 3 different grants, but most of them have to do with planning and public works type projects. We're actually going after multiple grants to the tune of multi-million dollars. Whether it be successful is yet to be determined. But on the Parks and Rec side, we did get grant money last year, the year before, to put the shade structures up. So I think for Parks and Rec in the last couple of years, if I'm not mistaken, I think we received about $168,000 in grant funds to do some improvements to our parks in town. And that basically paid for the shade structures over at the soccer complex on 19th Avenue. And then there is a grant opportunity for the next campaign. Okay. Get up to the main page. Can you go one more? Couple more. So these are fitness courts. There's a national push to get these fitness courts in throughout the United States. There is some grant funding available for these. And you want to get a picture of the fitness court up? So people can, there's some better ones. Keep going. Okay. So you can have, you either do like 2-sided, they put a wall in the middle. Most communities have just half of it, and you can have different types of exercise equipment. You can have band, rope resistance, things like that, but it's kind of for the community to get together outside and enjoy workouts together. You could put these in and then have, Pilates or things of that nature where you could actually run city programs off it. I believe there's a $35,000 grant that they will give you, but the total cost of these things are about $150,000. So the city would, if this is something we wanted to look at putting into our community, the city'd be looking at about $115,000 maybe out of the impact fees that we have. And I'll have to double check the numbers and I'll have an update for you at our next meeting. But I want to say we have about $1 million in park and rec impact fees, and then an additional maybe 500,000 for like property acquisition. So there's certain things that we can do that won't impact the general fund, but it will take the resources away that we have for future expansions on parks. That's why we want to get good input from this commission, from the community council, and kind of how we want to go and spend these dollars, because it takes a lot of money to build a brand new big park. So we don't even have enough for that, but we also have the rules and the laws where we have to spend impact money in a time frame where you can't collect it anymore. So we're kind of up against that wall where we need to make some investment here in the near future into our rec program to spend down some of those funds. So this is there any better pictures? They do all kinds of things with these, but you can get super fancy. They'll put custom advertising on the walls if you want. They charge you additional for that. But this is all on an app. This is all app based. You can show up at the different stations. You can load the app into your phone. It'll tell you the benefits of the workout, how many reps, kind of, you can track all your workouts on the different things. And all I did here is basically took what if they were to come to present to the city councilor, to you guys, they sent me their presentation. I just wanted to throw it out there just to get your heads kind of thinking. But once we kind of get a better idea of what we'd like to see in our community, then we'll come back with a full-on study session and have the experts here to discuss those items with y'all. Any questions?
Any questions? For Mr. Manos?
Who would maintain this?
City would maintain this.
So for this fitness court, I'm actually the fitness ambassador over in Hanford.
Mhm.
So we, at least for us in Hanford, we do Saturdays. And there's roughly between like 8 to 14 people that show up on Saturday morning. So it does get utilized, at least in Hanford, and the age range goes from like late 20s to like elderly. So people do use them in Hanford. I don't know how the demographics here, but in Hanford, it's working out perfectly. And yeah, everything is online, information on the workouts. And then I believe there's a few fitness ambassadors in Hanford that we set up classes that they follow up our program. We create a program for them and they work out with us and we work out with them. So it's a nice little get together with the community.
Okay, well, with that, I'd like to thank everybody on their appointments. Dustin, thanks for serving again. And we do have another, we have one more going to council for an appointment to the vacant seat that'll go on the 19th in a special meeting. So your next meeting, you should have a full complement of commissioners here.
All right.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Lots of opportunities for us, options for us. Let's see here. Next on our agenda is item number 10. Commissioner reports and requests. I don't have all your names in my head. I just know who I am. Barely. But we will start down at our far right. Mr. Commissioner, do you have any reports or requests or any comments that you want to make at the closing of the meeting?
I'm too new.
You too? Okay.
Give me a couple of weeks.
All right. Okay.
Same.
Mr. Fuller.
I've got none at this time. Thanks for sharing this.
Oh, yeah. Right. Let's see. Okay, I don't have many. I'm sure at our next meeting we'll have more questions and we'll have more questions to ask. There'll be more information and we'll know a little bit better about what it is we're talking about. Although I am pleased to see that we are we're doing a lot of things. And the things that we're doing, they're that are reachable and we're doing them well. So we want to make sure we maintain the quality of what we do. And we want to increase the quantity, but with that comes staffing, financial resources, and volunteerism. And so we want to make sure that we're able to do what we want to do. When we put a program out there, we want to make sure we're able to support it and support it well. So we look forward to doing that. So at this time, I don't have any further comments. Mr. Greenlee, are you having anything that you would like to?
No, I'm good. Thank
Okay.
you. Appreciate it. Oh, do we? Okay. Yes. Awesome. So
Hello?
Trent,
You guys hear me?
we can hear you, Trent.
Hello, hello. How are you guys doing?
We're doing
good.
well. Do we have the ability to see him or no? Want to turn on your camera, Trent?
Hey, guys.
There we
There
go.
All right.
There we go.
Right.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
So Trent, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm a rec specialist. I'm 26 years old. I love football. I enjoy kids progressing. That's really huge on me, you know. They look up to us, so we're an inspiration to them, and we set the tone. So, I just think about being a professional every day, just to help me maintain that.
Nice. You have any questions for us?
How long well, I'll start down with Ray. How long have you been in the how long have you been working with the city for?
15 and a half years.
Nice, brother. What's your best perk about it?
Wow. Actually, my best perk is actually the people, the staff we have, especially bringing in new people. It's been pretty awesome. I could also say council members, and we also have an awesome city manager. It's I've been through a few, and this is the best of the best so far.
I'm glad to hear it. Glad to hear it. Now, thank you guys.
All right, we'll see you, Trent. Thank you.
Right.
Blessed day. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
And Ernie, you got off easy.
Yeah. Right. All right. Well, we're at our last agenda item, and that's adjournment. So we'll maintain a motion.
So move.
It's been moved that we conclude this meeting.